DEADPIT.com.
Technically, it's a sequel, but not really. Like,
It's not really a sequel, is it? It's more like what would you call that? Like, it runs the same time line. You know what I mean?
It could be its own movie as well. I mean, if they changed the name of it, you probably would never know. I mean, the name is really the only thing, and then the tail end of the movie. 10 Cloverfield Lane. And this one, I couldn't believe this one came out 5 years ago. It came out in 2016. I'd never seen it. I'd never seen it before. I think you'd watched it previously, right?
I saw it right when it came out. Yeah, right around the time.
And I love movies like this anyway. But for some reason, I just never did watch it until, just the other day. So the story for this one is, this young girl who reminds me of Molly Tuttle. I don't know if you know the singer-songwriter. It was fucking distracting, man. She looked exactly like her. I'll send you a picture. But I don't have the girl's name that played the actress, but if you look at them side by side, it's just fucking aggravating, actually. They look exactly the same. But anyway, character's name is Michelle. She has a bad car accident and is saved by John Goodman's character in the movie. He plays, what was his name in it? Howard?
Sure, we'll go with that.
Howie. They're held up in this bomb shelter type, bunker type, underground bunker type deal. He's giving her IV fluid. She's freaking out. She's hurt from the car accident. I don't know what the hell's going on, right? Basically, what he's trying to say is there's some sort of warfare up, what do you call it exactly? Like,
I think he was thinking, like an airborne contagion.
Yeah, top deal. He didn't know exactly what it was. He was like, we can't go. You've got to stay here for at least the next year, maybe 2 years.
Yeah, and he's got like this huge underground kind of cannibalistic humanoid underground dwelling.
Woo!
Ooh, there's a reference. So, like, and it's supposedly like all of the vents and everything have been closed off. So, like, no air from the top can get into the bottom, and he's got the food and the shelter and stuff. And it's basically like taking off on all those people that were, like, what they call them, doomsday preppers. That got really big around the time this movie was made, where they would have these big shelters and stuff, thinking that the end of it was going to be the end of the world. But, like, what would happen if it really was the end of the world? And that's kind of
right, I
guess, where the origins of this movie came from.
As the movie goes along, it's kind of like, well, maybe he's onto something here. She gets kind of some clues that she tries to escape and sees some woman that's really fucked up looking out the window. That looks, she looks sick. She almost looks like a zombie, right? I think it's her and another guy that is staying down there in the bunker. And so they start to believe him, right? But then as the movie goes along, there's some more clues like, this guy's not stable. He's not all there.
Yeah.
And then, there's just some chaos ensues from there without giving a whole lot of it away. I'm sure most of you guys have seen this. It turns out there is some crazy shit that's happening above ground.
It's basically, to me, this movie was kind of like Misery. Like the premise of it, the way that it's kind of executed is like Misery. You got this guy who you don't know what his intentions are, and he's keeping this girl kind of captive. And as the movie goes along, more and more like against her will, and like she's trying to get out of this place, but he keeps like bringing her back in. But then the only difference is in this one there's like actually is something to like not leaving the thing that she finds out later on in the film. Which, by the way, I had to look this up because I had to know if this was who it was, because in my mind I thought it was. It was Mary Elizabeth Winstead. She Dude, I've seen that bitch in 5 movies, like in the last week. She was in Death Proof. She was in one of those Final Destination movies that I just watched. She was in this. And she was in, oh God, what was the other one? It was one of the black...
Well, she doesn't normally have the short hair, right? That was just for this movie.
No, she normally has long hair, yeah. And I think she was in the Black Friday remake, or one of those remakes like that.
Black Christmas.
Black Christmas, yeah, Black Friday. That'd be a killer movie.
I mean, I really did enjoy the movie. I don't know if I wouldn't consider it really horror that much. The end of the movie really doesn't fit with the rest of the film. Like, I almost think that they should have, at the very end, hinted at, hey, this is kind of like an alien invasion going on, and just quickly end it, right? Where it was really, about 10, 15 minutes long, the end portion with the alien invasion.
Yes, yeah. Which, like this movie, when I first heard about it, I thought, oh wow, this will be amazing. Like there'll be all kinds of, monster effects and related stuff like that from Cloverfield in it. But no, this is really nothing like that. And all of that's reserved for like a really brief part towards the end where you don't really even see that much. But it's nothing like that. It's more of like a psychological thriller, kind of movie.
And we got to really put over John Goodman in this role.
Yeah.
Because he's a great actor. I've enjoyed him in everything that he's ever been in. But he's one of those guys too that, where he was in Roseanne and that was such a hit show, that he is always kind of seen as Dan Connor, right?
Yeah.
But he's like, everything that I've ever seen him in movies and stuff, he's great. And this is probably one of the better roles that he's ever had as far as just acting goes in movies. So
yeah, weird thing is he's like a really good actor, which you'd never really think that based on some of the stuff that he's done. But like King Ralph, for instance. I mean, that movie didn't set the world on fire, did it?
He was the Babe.
He was the Babe.
Ruth.
He was good in that too. He's been good in a lot of movies, but you're right though. He was really good in this. And I remember when this came out, a lot of people were talking about him in that role, and it got a lot of attention too. Mm-hmm. And I actually like Mary Winstead too, even though she's in every damn movie there is.
Yeah, so that is 10 Cloverfield Lane. That's another one that I guess DEADPIT ended that same year, so we didn't ever really talk about that movie at all or anything. So Dan Trachtenbach is the guy that I've never heard that name before, so I don't know if he's done anything else. But yeah, I mean, I really enjoyed the movie quite a bit. I do think that the tail end of it kind of didn't fit with the rest of the movie. It's kind of like, what the hell? Mm-hmm. And I think it would have been more effective had they just quickly hinted at it, spacecraft or something like that, and that was it. That was the end of the movie. But,
well, here's yeah, you're right, because the whole premise of the movie is all the way through you're trying to figure out, is this real or is this guy fucking crazy? Like, and he's just like trying to keep this woman in here. And then,
Chris Carruthers. He's asking about the Cloverfield paradox. I
never watched the Cloverfield paradox, but I heard it was like a huge piece of shit.
I don't think anybody else watched it either. Like, I didn't even know it existed until I was looking up stuff on this movie. I'm like, there was another one? Evidently, it was like on like Sci-Fi Channel or something, wasn't it? And
it was on Netflix. It just came on Netflix. Like, was unannounced, by the way, and they just put it on there, and like it's some sort of gimmick.
It's wild too. Those Cloverfield, like, I think Cloverfield the original did well when it came out, but it was like a long time ago. Well, it was still probably 8 or 9 years before this one came out. So the only real connection throughout most of the movie is the name. It's got the word Cloverfield in it. And then the Bad Robot Productions, J.J. Abrams was the one that produced it. So it's kind of odd, really.
The first Cloverfield, though, I don't know if you had this experience or not, but like it made me physically sick.
Yeah.
The camera working and everything. I was just like, I mean, I liked it, but I just, by the time it was over, I could not wait to get out of there. Because it's just so disorienting, the whole thing.
I think we did a Dead Pit on the Road for Cloverfield, if I'm not mistaken.
I think we did, yeah.
Yeah, because that one was like, handheld camera type movie, wasn't it? Like a home movie. A special thank you goes out to our supporters on Patreon. The Patreon website has a complete archive of the Dead Pit Radio shows starting way back in 2005, in addition to all of the midweek shows archived, commentaries, all that good stuff. If you're interested, and we appreciate all the support, go to www.patreon.com/Into the Dead Pit. Tiers start as low as $1 per month.